Olá, bom dia, os meus amigos portugueses. Hoje vamos para um novo caminho. É um dia um pouco frio na Floresta Negra, mas isto é normal. Nós vamos para uma cidade, Furtwangen, onde é que nasci até 16 anos. Vamos ver a minha escola e vamos subir uma torre com uma boa vista para a Floresta Negra. Infelizmente, não vamos ter muita sol, mas vamos ver. Ok, vamos. Adiós. Morgen, Römchen. Ich fahre heute nach Furtwangen. Da warst du nie so richtig glücklich. Ich hoffe, dass du jetzt glücklicher bist, wo immer du steckst. Und irgendwie glaube ich auch, dass du weißt, was ich so alles treibe und dass du auf mich aufpasst und das ist gut. Also, alles Gute auch für dich. Tschüsschen. Just a little impression. The sun is almost coming out, but I just had to stop to put everything on. So that's the Black Forest in August for you. So, following a nice but unpaved bike path towards Furtwangen along the very young river Break. We will even go to the origin of this river Break, which some people call the real origin of the river Danube. Maybe you remember in the other video where I showed you in the park of the castle that fountain, which officially is the origin of the river Danube, where in this fountain this Break and another river called Brigach come together, and they then build whatsoever the Danube. So now we have blue skies, a wonderful bike path along a river. It is nice. And that's what it looks like. Peaceful. Oh, approaching Furtwangen. The slope that you can see there in the back where there are no trees, it's little for you, I know. That's where we went skiing, it was quite steep there. And then behind that ant-like brown building, that was the school. And every morning I had to walk up there in the winter and in the summer. And we did that. There were no parent taxis. I have a feeling nowadays it's just a fraction of the pupils who walk up there. But we will pass it and we will go even higher up. And afterwards we are on the Brent, where there is even a tower with a wonderful view. From here you see the ski slope a little bit closer, with that little chapel on top. Approaching downtown Furtwangen. Not too spectacular, but nevertheless I used to live here. So let's go illegally against the direction. And here is the church where I used to be an altar boy. Hola. So let's go up the mountain. This was steep, approaching my former school, and you can see the basketball court where I started my fantastic basketball career by practicing on my own. But I came here quite often. And I like going to school here. That was okay. So, we have to go further up to the Brent. 1,100 meters of elevation. The Black Forest is even a little bit black, but mostly green. That's where you actually still see wooden buildings with wooden shingles on the side. One of the favorite restaurants of my parents. approaching the tower, the highest point, which is called Brent, and it's the Brent Tower, which is only 17 meters tall, so not so spectacular. So I once walked here 30 kilometers through the Black Forest to practice for the Kilimanjaro, and I arrived here pretty dead. I slept the night, and the next day I had to walk back. Oh my god, my legs complained maybe for a whole week. So, and this is the tower again. Let's go up and check out the view. Pretty narrow staircase. So I'm not the only one. And that's what it looks like from up here. Ah, this is beautiful. I don't know if you can see these little villages. I will go through them on my way back home. Ah, yes. Okay, it was worth it coming up. And even though it's only 17 meters, my god, my poor cyclist's legs were aching. And these two ant-like figures next to the car are my father and Liane. Turn into life-size people. The people in Donaueschingen don't like to see this, that this is called the Donauquelle, but you could make a point for it. Let's go. And that's what it looks like. The Greek god Poseidon with one of his nymphs. So, and this is the first drop that will end up in the Black Sea. I don't know, in maybe 4 weeks. And this is what it looks like. And up there we just had something to eat. Very nice. And here are some facts about the Danube. Wow. And these cities here, I passed through all of them. Oh, I love it. So, and the Iron Gate. That was really spectacular. They are not lying here. Europe's largest, longest gorge. Wow. Yeah, that was interesting. Chapel was named after me. It's called the Martinskapelle, which is quite famous here, and people come here because there's loads of snow. It's close to the origin of the Danube, and there are 60 kilometers or so of cross-country skiing. The Martinskapelle. And here it is from the other side. We were exactly at this corner when I showed you the church, and now we go to my former place where I used to live. So that's the street where we used to live. Here I played soccer on the street, and here on the right, that was our rented house, where I had to shovel the snow, and we played table tennis outside, and it was really nice. So that's about it. Let's leave Furtwangen to another gorgeous valley where I can show you a little bit more of the Black Forest. And here I went skiing. When I was younger, this was quite sufficient, even though it was short. After having been to the Alps, it became shorter and shorter. But I walked here every afternoon. My father gave me a season ticket for 50 euros, later 65. and it was definitely 4 months of snow, maybe more. Yep. And on the weekend it was even kind of crowded. And in that little hut they served some little snacks and maybe even some french fries, I don't know. And that's what it looks like on the other side. Still the same. Just a little impression of this beautiful valley. And here on the right we have a man-made lake where I even went when I was a kid. I hope you can see that. You can walk around. It's quite narrow here. I have a feeling you see nada. But now you can see that. Really nice. There's even a nice trail around. And you can walk on the dam, but we will not do that. So this is the other side of the dam. Quite historic. And now I have a nice downhill. And now we are following the break again, where there's another little dam, so it looks quite wide, but it actually isn't. Soon we will reach a massive construction which they built to block the last 10 kilometers of road in case there is a high water disaster, which can happen when the snow melts. You see that green wall up there, so they close that gate, and then all the water from the break will go up this road. And 200 kilometers down in Ulm, they can still feel the effect. Incredible what such a little river can do when the snow melts and it rains and there is a disaster. I go up on that dam to show that to you. So that's the road which I just came down. And that's the little harmless river break, which Aschwesisch, every 10-15 years, yeah, not every year, can become so dangerous. And that's the Portau, which they can close. And if they don't, the village of Furtwangen is flooded. So let's go home. That was my last shot. I hope you enjoyed the Black Forest as much as I did. It really is a beautiful piece of earth. And thank you for watching, and you all have a good time.